Hi, Professor Donna, Dr. Donna. This week's assignment was focused on leadership reflection and global education, of course. You asked students to include two questions in the video, which is the first one is, in what ways might teacher leadership in a global society be similar and different to teacher leadership in an individual society? And the second question is, what might it mean to be a teacher leader in an educational system outside of the U.S.? And how does that compare to teacher leadership in the U.S.? So, to tackle the first question, again, which is teacher leadership in a global society being different from individual society, I just, took some notes to answer the question. So first, what exactly is teacher leadership? That means, to me, teacher leadership means providing support, mentoring, a helping hand, and also being able to reflect on your teaching strategies and skills in the classroom throughout the year. So that's what teacher leadership means to me. And also remembering that there's always something new to learn as a teacher and educator and support staff for students. There's always new information being brought out. Technology is very advanced. And so it's important to, keep up with the day-to-day and the current events and the news to be an effective teacher. So again, so back to the question. In what ways might teacher leadership in a global society be similar and different to an individual society? In global society, I believe teacher leadership focuses on everything that's going on in the world, all the cultures, the religions, the different people. Whereas in an individual society, a teacher might just focus on just one culture. For example, if I'm in a classroom filled with predominantly African Americans or Hispanic students, the teacher might just focus on those two cultures, whereas a teacher focus on global society is going to focus on all the cultures, not just the two that is the majority cultures in the classroom. So what might it mean to be a teacher leader in an educational system outside of the U.S.? Depending on the country outside of the U.S., I highly, highly believe that the same thing, being able to support students in your classroom, mentoring, helping them throughout the way, helping them to gain academic success and overall success moving forward to the next grade and in life overall. It's not only about academics, but it's also about how is this specific student leaving the school or the classroom and moving on. How do you see that student progressing in life? So outside of the U.S., as long as the countries have resources and funding, I feel that it's the same for teacher leadership within the U.S. Some countries don't have resources and funding, so it's difficult to, be that role model when you're struggling to provide resources that are needed, such as computers or iPads or even worksheets, notebooks, and pencils. For example, Haiti is a country that is struggling, and it got hit even more with the earthquake. So, a lot of buildings collapsed, children couldn't go to school. A lot of schools were broken down. So, that's a perfect example of a country that may be struggling with teacher leadership because they have to focus so much on raising funds and, increasing supplies that students need. So yeah, like I said, I really do believe that teacher leadership is the same out and in, depending on the country. You'll see in my essay that I had wrote about a country that possesses many leadership skills. Teachers often go to that country to study and observe the classrooms. You'll see that in my essay, and that's an example of a country that is like up here for teacher leaders, whereas Haiti is still struggling to reach certain levels in education. So thank you for watching. I hope I answered all the questions. I think I did, yeah. And looking forward to your feedback. Bye.